All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Matty here from Chill TCG. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a super cool deck list, which was featured and placed extremely well at last week's Chill Series number 38 tournament. Typically, what we do is when a list wins or when a player wins a Chill Series tournament, we make a video on his deck list and we check it out, we talk about it, we play some games with it. Sometimes we even interviewed the player who won. This week, if you guys didn't know, and I highly suggest you go take a look at the last two videos on the channel, which was the Grand Finals match video, as well as the top 16 deck lists video. This wasn't the list that actually won. This is Shintaro Ito's list, the Pokemon TCG World Champion. Shintaro, he got second, so he made it to Grand Finals with this awesome ADP kind of Galarian Bird toolkit list. I don't know exactly what we would even call this deck, but you know what? He got second with it, and of course, I want to give a massive shout out to Jordan Stoddard, who won the tournament. He got first place, but he was playing Shadow Rider, Calyrex, VMAX, and that is a list that we've taken a look at lots of times here on the channel. So I figured we would make a video, at least, right now, today, we'd make a video on Shintaro's list, since it's a little bit more unique, a little bit more different. Something that you guys might be a little bit more interested in. Now, a couple things that I want to just say about this list before we get right into it. This is very much a toolkit, deck list. There's a lot of different things we can go and do with this list. So for that reason, it's definitely a bit more viable to play a list like this in a tournament format. In Chill Series tournaments, the deck lists are open. It's open deck lists, the tournament. So when you pair up against your opponent, you actually know exactly what list they're playing. That way you can kind of formulate your strategy as you go into the match. Now, a lot of people, right, on PTCGO, they'll play on the ladder, and which is what we'll probably do here. Ladder matches, things are going to be a lot more complicated because we don't know our opponent's deck list and we don't know what cards we should be playing or how we should be going about the matchup if we don't know our opponent's deck list. So just keep that in mind. A deck like this is definitely a lot more stronger in a tournament open deck list format than it is just kind of playing blindly on the ladder. So I just want to kind of let you guys know that ahead of time. Also, it's not a list that I've played really at all, if ever. It's a brand new kind of formula here. It is very much ADP, Zacian, Galarian Birds, but there is some spicy stuff thrown in here, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can get right into it. Realistically, this is Shintaro Ito's second place finishing deck from Chill Series number 38. And again, big shout out to Jordan Stoddard. And if you guys want to see Shintaro play this list in action in the actual Grand Finals match against Jordan, I highly recommend that you go and check out the Grand Finals match if you haven't already. So anyway, let's break down this list. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can't play some games and see if we can have some good luck with this list. All right. So first thing you'll notice, it is an ADP Zacian deck list. Most of the things here are going to be extremely similar. And then if you guys have been keeping up with the channel since Chilling Reign format was released about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you'll know that ADP Zacian as a deck list, as an archetype, has changed quite a bit. And this list is very similar to a lot of those other ADP Zacian lists that we've taken a look at in the past weeks, but things are a little bit different. We do have 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat, right? And these are going to be the cards that we use to just draw more cards. They're really good supporters in that way. When we're playing ADP, we like to kind of draw as many cards as possible, dig through our deck really rapidly. It's always a very viable strategy. So 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat makes a lot of sense. We are running a Mawile-GX, and this is something that's been common in ADP Zacian for a long time now. Wily Bite it's a fine attack, excuse me, but it's not nothing too important. We play this Pokemon mainly for the ability Captivating Wink, which we get to look at our opponent's hand when we bench this Pokemon, and we get to put any of their basic Pokemon onto their bench. So it's really good to bench lock our opponent, flood their bench. It's also good for them, good for us, because we can kind of waste their Dedennes and Crobats because they don't get to draw cards when we put them onto their bench. So that's the main reason why we play Mawile-GX, and of course we do have 2 Zacian Vs, one of the best two prize attackers in the game right now, potentially the best metal type Pokemon in the game, extremely popular with ADP, so we're running 2 of them in the list. We also have Intrepid Sword. It's a great way to draw cards, accelerate energy, so we have 2 of those in the list, but the other main type attacker, which we are focusing on in this list, is actually going to be the new Galarian Moltres V, which is perhaps, I guess, maybe the dark version of Zacian V. It's a basic stage 2 attacker, but it's a dark type Pokemon. It does 190 damage for 3 energies as opposed to Zacian's 230. However, Dire Flame Wings is very similar to Intrepid Sword, if not better in some ways. where we get to accelerate energies very rapidly and very consistently from our discard pile to Galarian Moltres V, and that's dark energies, which we do run quite a bit of in the list. So that's going to be our other option here. It's, of course, we're running 2 of these because of the massive influx of Shadow Rider Calyrexes, which are running around in our format. It makes sense that we're going to go 2 Zacians, but on top of that, we are going 2 Galarian Moltres V. Phenomenal card. We see it play in any dark type list right now, and it's no different with ADP. Now, we do have one Galarian Zapdos V, and this is going to be in here, of course, for those Eternatus VMAX matchups or any dark type list which we might be going up against that is weak to fighting, right? Malamar VMAX isn't weak to fighting, things like Eternatus are. And this is very similar to Galarian Moltres. It has a really great ability. For the more V Pokemon on our opponent's bench, our attack costs, 1 less colorless energy. So if we're playing against E-Turn and they have like some E-Turns or some Crobats on our board, we're going to be able to just attack for 170, just for 1 fighting energy, which is absolutely really, really, really good. So again, we have all these different attackers. Zacian is just good in general. We have Zapdos to hit against dark type weakness or fighting type weakness, and we have Moltres to kind of deal with those Shadow Rider Calyrexes. So that's kind of the brunt of the Pokemon. We also have an Oricorio-GX in here. This is becoming increasingly more popular in ADP. It's another draw supporter. If one of our Pokemon got knocked out last turn, we can just draw 3 cards. It's very good, extremely good even, and seeing a lot more play in ADP these days. Everything else in here is pretty much standard. We're running Cherish Balls, Great Catcher, Metal Saucer, Quick Ball, Switch. We have a Tool Scrapper in here. The supporter lineup, 4 Boss, 2 Marnie, 4 Research, 2 Air Balloon. All completely standard stuff in ADP. One thing I do want to note, though, is we are running 4 Energy Switch, which was seen play in ADP quite a bit. Mainly it was used to move the energies from an Intrepid Sword or a Metal Saucer on Zacian to your ADP, so you can consistently get that GX attack off pretty early. We still have it in here for that use, but on top of that, we actually also have it in here for the Galarian Moltres V, because Moltres V can accelerate dark energies to it from the discard pile, and we can move those dark energies to something a little bit more interesting. And we actually forgot to mention that, which is going to be, of course, the Naganadel and Guzzlord-GX. So typically in ADP Zacian or ADP Toolbox, players will run 2 ADPs. It's kind of the cornerstone of the list. Now, Shintaro took this a whole other step further. He made this not just an ADP deck, but he made it also a Naganadel and Guzzlord-GX deck as well. So we're running a 1-1 between these 2 cards. And I guess we definitely should mention Naganadel and Guzzlord. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, so this thing is crazy. Very similar to ADP. It's a dark type GX tag team Pokemon, 280 HP. But it's got a nice ability here, and it also has a nice attack and a great GX attack. So the ability, Violent Appetite. Once during your turn, you may discard a Pokemon from your hand, and if you do, you heal 60 damage from this Pokemon. It's actually kind of crazy if you think about it, but not going to be the most useful thing in the world, but it is actually quite good. The attack Jet Pierce for a Psychic, a Dark Energy, and a Colorless Energy does 180 damage. 180 is a really good number. 2-hit KOs anything in the format right now. We're also a a Dragon type Pokemon, so being weak to Fairy isn't exactly relevant. Nothing is really Fairy type that's going to hit us for weakness, so we're kind of just taking hits at this point. Yes, we also have Chaos Order GX, which is really, really good as well. Very similar to ADP in some ways. So this GX attack reads, turn all of your prize cards face up. Those prize cards remaining face up if you've already taken some, and you leave them up for the rest of the game. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra Psychic Energy attached to it, in addition to just the 1 colorless. So if we just have, 1 of any energy with a Psychic Energy, on top of flipping our prize cards, we get to actually just take 2 prize cards. Oh, actually, it's 1 extra Psychic and 1 extra Dark. So I believe if we just have 3 energies on this thing, we do the full effect. It might even just be... Yeah, I think we just need a Dark, Psychic, and then whatever other energy, just like the Jet Pierce attack. But if we have those 3 energies, we can GX here, which just is a free 2 prize cards. So very similar to ADP, where the GX attack effect means that we just get to take extra prize cards. We just do it differently with the Naganadel and Guzzlord. And since we are running Galarian Moltres V and those Dark-type energies, it makes sense that it actually fits very well in the list. Shintaro is extremely smart for adding this into his list. So this is kind of the one thing that makes this list a lot more different than some other ADP lists. It's very similar in a lot of ways, but this time Shintaro decided to focus on including Naganadel and Guzzlord-GX, which is just super, super cool. All right, so moving on. Of course, we have 3 Viridian Forests because we have a lot of different energy types in our list. It makes sense because we have Dark Moltres, Fighting Zapdos, Metal Zacian, and then we have Psychic here for Naganadel and Guzzlord. So because we have so many different energy types, we are running Aurora energies. They count as all different types of energies. We're running 3 of those, 4 Dark, 5 Metal, 1 Psychic, 1 Water. And of course, this 1 Water, 1 Psychic is mainly in here for the ADP and the Naganadel and Guzzlord-GX attacks. Those are the only reasons we need those energy types. So here's the list, and again, it's really in depth, really creative, and again, something that could be a lot better if we knew or if we know what our opponent is playing. So I apologize for the really long explanation, the long intro. It's about 10 minutes. I do apologize, but let's get into some games. Let's see if we can't get some wins with it on the ladder. I'm not, super familiar with this list, so I do apologize if I don't play it super correctly. But anyways, I'm super excited. It's one of my favorite lists that I've seen in Chill Series in a long time. So let's get right into it. And yeah, don't forget to check out the Grand Finals match as well if you want to watch Shintaro, an actual former world champion, play this list. So let's get into it, guys. Let's play some games on the ladder, see if we can have some fun. All right, let's get right into it. Playing Shintaro's, I don't know what to call this deck. It's ADP Guzzlord Toolbox, I guess is what I'll call it. Do we want to go first? I think this list probably just always would like to go first. Maybe that's not true, but we are starting with ADP, so I think that we're going to definitely put that bad boy up in the active spot. Now, we don't know what we're up against, so there's a lot of factors that go into playing this deck. We need to know what our opponent's playing. It looks like it's either Luke Metal or ADP. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so realistically, I think since we started with ADP, we're going to go with the ADP here. We're probably not going to utilize the GX attack of Naganadel and Guzzlord. We're going to try to alter Creation GX just because we can at this point. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to get Viridian Forest in play. And I'm going to actually pop Viridian Forest. And I'm going to discard this Dark Energy. We like these Dark Energies in the discard pile. Mainly for the... for Moltres, because he can grab it. Now, I don't think he could be running Luke Metal, and then he could be running Hammers, but honestly, I think it's extremely unlikely that he runs Hammers, so I am actually just going to go ahead and grab the Water Energy. If he is playing Hammers and he knocks it off of us, that's my bad. That's totally my bad, but you know what? We're going to take that risk here. We don't run Eldegoss in our list, which is important, so we got to conserve these boss's orders. I should check our list to see what prize cards we prized, but we're going to discard the boss either way. We do have plenty of bosses left, so we prized one research. That's it for supporters. We should have most of our Pokemon, realistically. It looks like we did prize a Moltres, yeah, I mean, that's about it for Pokemon as well, I think. What else could we prized? We might have prized this. Did we prize a Switch? We definitely prized some energy as well. Yeah, we prized a lot of Dark Energy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab Zacian. We want to end our turn on Intrepid Sword, just like always. And I don't think we really want to Cherish Ball for anything else here. There's not much else we could grab. Yeah, I think we're just going to put the Zacian down, and we can just feel free to Intrepid Sword. We do find the Metal Energy, but I don't actually want to grab that Metal Energy because I want to guarantee that we have one to attach to ADP. However, we do have a lot of draw support in hand. We have Dedenne, and we have plenty of draw supporters. We have Viridian Forest in the active as well, so I feel pretty confident actually just attaching this to the Zacian because I'm pretty confident we'll be able to find another Metal Energy next turn. He could put a Chaotic Swell in the active if this is against Luke Metal, but if we're playing another ADP, it's definitely possible that he's just playing another Viridian Forest. We see the Cherish Ball, and we see the ADP, so this is going to be a nice ADP mirror. It would be really interesting to see if Naganadel and Guzzlord would be effective actually in the mirror match. He might be playing Shintaro's list as well. We don't know. We see the Dark Energy come out. So again, we might just have randomly hit the mirror match on the ladder. Looks like he's gonna discard a Dark to Metal, his own Viridian. So his list looks very similar to ours, and we'll see if that's actually the case. Another Quick Ball comes out. He discards a Quick Ball with the Quick Ball. And he's going to grab that Moltres. So he's going to begin attaching energies to the Moltres from the discard pile. Definitely going to be really good. But we're actually not too worried about that Moltres. However, after the ADP boost, it does do 230 damage, which will be enough to KO a Zacian. So we have to keep that in mind. Let's see if he snags any Metal Energies off of his Intrepid. He did discard some already, and it looks like he doesn't. So we should... okay, so we have the E-Switch anyway, which is interesting. What do we want to do here? Just kind of thinking the correct play to make. So we're gonna Cherish Ball, and what we could do is grab Mawile-GX and put that into play and try to bench lock him here. That could be really good. So I think we're probably gonna do that actually. Now that I think about it. Okay. So I think what I want to do here is I'm gonna energy. Yeah, we're going to Energy Switch. We're going to put this Metal Energy onto the ADP, and now I'm going to pop Viridian Forest. We're going to discard Marnie because we're going to Dedenne away this turn anyway. And now, actually, what I want to do I think, is we already have a Dark Energy in our discard pile, so it might be beneficial for us to get a Metal Energy in our discard pile as well, because we have Metal Saucers and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that. Let's grab a Metal Energy. Let's play this Mawile down. Let's see if we can grab a basic from his hand. Unfortunately, no, but he doesn't have anything too progressive either, so good that we didn't Marnie him. But, you know, we kind of whiffed on that. It is what it is. We could attach this Metal Energy to the ADP here, kind of give us some security, because we haven't manually attached this turn. So I might do that. I don't know if it's better to attach to the Zacian. I think we want an Ultimate Ray anyway. Although that third energy could be anything onto ADP, so I think we're going to save that metal to attach to the Zacian with a Metal Saucer in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Oricorio down. We're playing a lot of Pokemon on our bench, but we're just going to Dedenne away that Metal Energy and the Metal Saucer. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, so again, a lot of different things we can do. I'm going to Cherish Ball, because we already have our other Dedenne. Let's grab the Naganadel and Guzzlord. We're not going to use it this game. Maybe next game we'll try to utilize him more. Let's Quick Ball that bad boy away. And now we could grab several different things. We could grab Moltres here to, you know, further accelerate that Dark Energy from our discard pile to it. We have a Research in hand, and we probably are just going to play that Research. So it's interesting, right? We could put another Zacian down, or we could get a Moltres down. I kind of like getting this Moltres down personally. We're going to get a very similar board state to him. And now we're actually going to Research away the hand here. We're going to Research away the hand here. A Metal Saucer could be pretty cool if we drew into it. We do actually, which is pretty nice. And we have a great catcher for next turn. Our hand is actually looking really great. So we can Dire Flame Wing. Let's grab that Dark Energy from the discard pile, attach it to the Moltres. Very, very good stuff here. And then we can Metal Saucer onto the Zacian. We could attach Air Balloon to ADP or something of the such right now. But I think it's... we still haven't manually attached this turn, which is actually really, really funny. So, who do we want to attach to, Zacian or ADP? It's probably safer to attach to the ADP, but I don't know what I want to discard or which one I want to attach. So, I might attach the... Yeah, let's attach the Aurora Energy to ADP here. Yeah, let's attach the Aurora Energy to ADP, and let's discard this other Zacian. And now I feel pretty confident in just going with the old Altered Creation GX. And now we have great catchers, so we should be able to boss up or gust up a Dedenne here, KO it for 3 prize cards next turn. That would be really beneficial. I don't know what else he could do here other than potentially Marnie us, which would be pretty tough, but we still have 3 more Boss's Orders left in our deck. He's going to accelerate some more energy to his Moltres, but he still needs to GX. We're 1 turn ahead of him right now, so unless he hits us with some hand disruption, we should be in a pretty good spot. So there comes the Altered Creation GX. You know, not too terrible, but also not really too phenomenal for us, I think. Okay, so we definitely want a great catcher. We want to KO this Dedenne. I think get those free 3 prize cards. It really just comes down to what we want to discard, and I think we might discard the Air Balloon because we still have another Air Balloon and some more switches left in our list. And we don't really need Quick Ball either. So let's great catcher. Let's discard Quick Ball and Air Balloon. Yeah. We should have Viridians for a Dark Energy perhaps first, but we're going to bring up that bad boy there. We should have some Metal Saucers still in our list, but let's attach to the Zacian, this Metal Energy, and then let's Research. We're going to get a fresh 7 cards here. And now this is really good stuff. Okay, yeah. So, all right. I might have been playing a little bit slow there, so he might have just been kind of ticked off, but I wanted to, you know, feel comfortable playing through the list. We had a really good start there. Things were rolling really, really well. Unfortunately, when you go first with ADP and you're drawing well, the mirror match can kind of be a little bit one-sided. It really comes down to just who draws the cards better. But anyway, that was game number 1. Let's get another game in here and see if we can't focus more on the Naganadel and Guzzlord matchup. I think when you're playing ADP, though, it's still pretty much run-of-the-mill. You're kind of doing the same ADP shenanigans. But that Moltres is actually quite nice. After the GX boost, we do 220 damage, which is a nice amount. We can actually KO most V Pokemon. Let's flip heads on this bad boy, this Palkia coin. We won. And then we're going to go first. A lot of decks want to go first in this format, so I think it's always safe to just choose to go first. We have a Zacian here, which is pretty cool. I kind of feel that. I'm feeling the Zacian here. Let's see what we're playing up, what we're playing against. I think that's going to be the most important thing to know here. Looks like we see the Psychic Energy. We have a Clara. So there's a lot of weird things here. We see Sonia and Psychic Energy. So definitely could be a Calyrex list. It might be a kind of a spicy Calyrex list. But if it is, we feel fine about that. We have 2 Moltres. We have Naganadel, Guzzlord. So could be really interesting for sure. And I'm actually really excited for this matchup. So let's see. He mulliganed twice. So we'll take those 2 cards. Marnie and an Energy Switch. And yeah, we are playing Calyrex, which is kind of interesting. Excuse me. So let's quick ball away the Dark. And we're definitely going to grab our Moltres, I think. 110%. Now, actually, what I want to do is I'm going to quick ball away the... quick ball away the Research. We'll rather keep Dedenne and Marnie, I think, in hand. So now what we could do here is we could grab Naganadel Guzzlord. That could be a really fun option here. Or what we could do is grab a Mawile-GX and potentially try to snag, a nice little Mawile play. Or we could grab another Zacian, but I think we're just going to go Naganadel Guzzlord. Might not be the best way to play this matchup, but I do want to utilize Naganadel Guzzlord, so we're going to just go ahead and do that. And what can we do with this guy? Oh, we can heal damage even though we don't have any damage taken. That's funny. We're going to Dire Flame Wing. And now I feel like we're just kind of chilling, so let's just Intrepid. We find the Dark and the Water, which is actually kind of cool. Yeah, okay. So it's interesting here. I don't know if we would rather set up Moltres. His best play here, because he is going second, is probably going to be to set up a Gengar Mimikyu and pop that Whorehouse GX. That's kind of his only strategy here, and then he's got to hope that he has Boss to KO Moltres. But next turn, we definitely should be able to KO something in his active spot with Moltres. So that would be really nice for us. Really, we have 2 free KOs with Moltres. We would like to do those on VMAXs, but getting an early game KO is just going to be good, no matter what. I think Naganadel Guzzlord, I think we're probably going to save this bad boy just to use his GX attack at some point later in the game. I think that's going to be our best bet. We're going to keep Zacian here just to potentially mainly use that as Intrepid Sword. We do see the Trevnoir. He's going second. I don't know if he does have the Cresselia in his list. Cresselia would be really good for him. He Marnies us. That's a bit unfortunate, not going to lie. But we still have a lot of great stuff that we can draw into. I'm not worried. We're playing ADP. We have so many ways to draw cards. We find the Quick Ball, which is good. Definitely good. And we do have, we have some stuff that we can do here. So he benches a 4th Calyrex, which is interesting. That's the full art one. I like the full art, actually. The alternate art is nice, but I'm a fan of the full art cards. All right, let's see what we top deck here. It's another Metal Energy, which is definitely pretty funny. Okay. So do we already have a... Okay, yeah. So let's quick ball away Metal. Sheesh. We prized Crobat, so that was a card that we prized. I don't know if Mawile is actually going to be really useful for us. It could be. He could have like a Dedenne or a Crobat in hand, but we're only 4-card hand. I don't think it's worth us benching the Mawile and using that bench space. So I don't want to attach... do we want to attach this Metal Energy potentially to something like a Moltres? That's kind of the question, isn't it? What do we want to do? Do we want to wait to attach? We could just attach to the Moltres. And then hope that we can get a Dark in the discard pile. We still have a lot of 4 E-Switch left in our deck, so... I don't know. I really don't know what the best play is here, honestly. You guys can kind of flame me in the comment section. I guess we're just going to attach to the Moltres. And I'm just going to Dedenne. I don't know if that was the best play. I don't know. Definitely an awkward situation to be in. Okay. This is also even a bit more awkward, I would say, potentially. Dang. It's tough. It's a tough situation to be in, isn't it? Okay. So I think we might have to just end our turn with Intrepid. We might have to do that. And would that even be bad? I don't want to do anything else because a lot of the cards in our hand are really useful. So we're just going to end our turn on Intrepid. Realistically, I'm not too worried. We can take a free 3 prize cards from this Trevenant and Dusknoir with the Moltres V. It would have been really nice to have Boss's Orders like in our hand. But it is what it is, realistically, we have a big old hand here. So he could Marnie us Night Watch. That could be a little bit disappointing. That could be a little bit tough for us. But I think just increasing our hand size and Trepidating there was probably going to be, at the very least, a decent play. But I didn't want to overextend, and we had a lot of good stuff in our hand that I didn't really want to discard. So it looks like he's going to be setting up the Trevenant and Dusknoir, which is totally cool. Not a big deal for us, really. Again, he could Night Watch us. He could Marnie Night Watch us, and that could definitely be a problem. But we'll see. So, okay. So here comes the Marnie. So he needs Switch and an Energy in hand in order to, of course, potentially get that Night Watch off. Let's see what we have in our hand. Not a great hand, really. If I'm being honest, he does get the third Energy. He manually attaches it, so he doesn't have the VMAX, and he whiffs the Switch, which is incredibly good for us, actually. That is very, very, very good for us. I don't know if I will even want to put Viridians in play, but I probably should. Yeah, it's not looking great. Let's put the Viridian in play. Let's discard ADP here with the Viridians. And I think what we're going to do... Let's grab a Dark Energy. He could Marnie us again, which is like kind of a problem. Let's Intrepid. We do find a Metal, which is kind of cool. Kind of a slow-moving game here. Getting Marnied several times, and we're kind of missing a lot of our cards to draw more cards, unfortunately. Here comes the Tool Jammer. Not going to be a big deal for us. Kind of eliminates our Air Balloon, which could be pretty annoying, but it looks like he's going to try to bring up Trevnoir here. He's got that nice gold energy, which is pretty cool. And he's going to draw +2 cards with this Underworld Door. So let's see if he does find another VMAX off that. He definitely will be able to get another energy because of Viridian Forest. So he actually puts down Chaotic Swell, which is interesting, and he's going to Marnie us for the second time in a row, which is definitely funny. Is that his third Marnie? Or his second? Okay, we have... Okay. All right. He's down 3 Marnies, so that's pretty good for us. Hopefully he doesn't grab Dedenne and Research. That would be very annoying for us, but a lot of the cards in our hand are actually extremely good. He Marnied this turn, so he can't boss this turn. So whatever he brings up, we should be able to KO with Moltres. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty decent about that. He actually benches the Alcremie, which is interesting. He's going to switch into the Trevenant and Dusknoir, probably his best play. Let's see what he gets rid of here. He gets rid of Dedenne and Air Balloon. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. We actually had exactly what we wanted, which is actually really funny. So we're going to switch into the Moltres here, 100%. And we're actually going to discard this Dark Energy. Although we could attach the Naganadel Guzzlord, but we should have 2 left in our list, I think. We're going to research it away. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's play this Viridian. Let's get rid of that Chaotic Swell, I think. And now I think what we need to do is let's Aurora onto the... Could Zacian really be that useful, though? I mean, the 180 damage, like, we're not going to really attack with the Naganadel Guzzlord, right? We're going to try to just take 2 prize cards. We have Boss at hand, so I'm going to Aurora onto the Naganadel Guzzlord. Let's get rid of the... Do we have a... Okay. So, yeah, we're actually going to get rid of the Boss here. I'm going to put Oricorio down, even though he might have Boss for KO, so I just feel comfortable doing this. And now we can go ahead and Aura Burn. And that's going to be 380 damage with weakness, and that's 3 prize cards, which is really good for us. And I don't know if he has... Well, he definitely can get the KO on this Moltres, which wouldn't be, like, super ideal for us, right? But we have Aurora, we have Dark, so we're a little bit far off, unfortunately, from taking the KO. But he benches a Dedenne, which is actually really good for us, mainly because we can KO that with the Naganadel Guzzlord. So, if this Moltres lives this turn, which I don't assume it will, he needs... What does he need? He needs 6 energies on board. He can definitely do that this turn, like 100% do that. He's actually attaching to the Alcremie, which is interesting. He's going to Air Balloon, or attach Air Balloon. Okay. He's going to Clara. So he gets to put 2 Pokemon and 2 basic energy from his discard pile back into his hand. He grabs the Trevnoir and he grabs the 2 energy. So Clara is actually a really cool card. It actually goes really well in Shadow Rider. I quite like that actually a lot. So that's something to keep in mind. Actually, he is gonna set up the the Alcremie. So he might be actually looking to get the KO on the Moltres with Alcremie this turn. But he does have 6 energies on board now, so he can, of course, KO with the Calyrex, which puts us in a pretty awkward position. He goes into the Alcremie, which is an interesting play for him. I think that leaves us with like just one E-Switch or one Saucer away from actually winning the game, though, which is definitely a pretty interesting play on his part, I think. Because we have Zacian with 1 energy here, you know. We have 1 switch. And like we have a bunch of switching cards left on our list as well, and we still have a Dedenne, so that's good. And we're gonna be able to draw some cards off Oricorio as well. So let's bring up this Dedenne here. We're gonna try to set up the Zacian this turn, and we're gonna try to KO it, KO the active Alcremie. So let's Dance of Tribute here. We're gonna draw +3 cards, which is nice. Okay, so awesome. We actually did just get the game just like that. So interesting matchup. I don't know exactly. You know, if well, I wanted to use Naganadel Guzzlord, it just didn't really work out like that. But we are just gonna be able to KO him. He is weak to metal, so we're gonna be able to KO him for 3 prize cards. And that's, listen, you know, we're just gonna wrap it up like that. I apologize, guys. I know Naganadel Guzzlord was like the cool new card from the list. I wanted to showcase it, but unfortunately, it just didn't really work out like that. Our kind of 2 prize attacking cards on our list, the Zacians, the Moltres, those are really the meat and potatoes of the list. They're extremely good, and a lot of times you don't even need to utilize ADP or Naganadel Guzzlord, but they are there and they are really good, I promise you. And I apologize we weren't able to kind of showcase Naganadel Guzzlord, unfortunately. But that's all the time I got for tonight, so you know, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This list is really fun. It really is. There's a lot of different things you can do, and again, with open deck list formats that like Chill Series tournaments or whatnot, this list would be a much more fun deck to play. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Matty from Chill TCG. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this list? I'm sure Shintaro played it better, but you know what? I really do like it. I really do like it. So let me know what you guys think. Comment below. What would you change about the list? Give me all that good stuff in the comment section. I'm going to get out of here. You know, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And stay tuned, of course, as well for Chill Series number 39, which is this Wednesday. It's in like 2 days. Link to register will be right there in the description down below. So definitely go check that out. Yeah, let's get out of here, guys. Playing Chill Series on Wednesday. Do it. Subscribe, like the video. Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Peace out. You guys have a good one.